Hey guys, welcome back. This is our second top 10 that we're doing on this channel, and I am so hyped for this video. Earlier today, or yesterday, depending on when you're watching this, or even later in the future, the gameplay trailer for Pokemon Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby was announced. And let me tell you, I am so hyped for that game. They announced Mega Swampert and Mega Sceptile to go alongside Mega Blaziken, as well as Mega Kyogre and Groudon in their primeval or medieval or prehistoric stages. So, in this video, following the confirmation of Mega Sceptile and Mega Swampert, I'm giving you guys my top 10 Pokemon that deserve Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Let's dive right in. 10. At number 10, we have Shedinja. I was kind of iffy about this guy, but I decided to put him on the list. He's number 10. I don't think that's what he'd look like, but he would keep his same bug typing, but I would replace the ghost typing with dark. This reduces the number of weaknesses he has, making him a more viable opponent to fight. And he'd also get a new ability called Shadow Guard. Well, I don't know if that would be what it'd be called, but I would give it this so only super effective moves can hit, such as Wonder Guard, but the Pokemon can also not be status, so you can't poison this thing or burn it to get it down to past its 1 HP. It's so awesome. I love that ability, love that Pokemon, love Shedinja, love Mega Shedinja if they were to add that. Let's move right on to number 9. So at number 9 we have the Johto starters. I only put these in here because I feel like they skipped a whole generation. I feel like if we're going to have Mega Evolutions for the starters from Gen 1 and Gen 3, we should definitely have them for Gen 2. Also, at this point in time, I'm going to send out a disclaimer. All images I use are not property of me. They are property of people on DeviantArt, Google, and all sorts of other websites that I get these images from, mainly Google and DeviantArt. So keep that in mind. These are not my images. They do not belong to me in any way, shape, or form. I'm just borrowing them for the purposes of this video. Let's move on to number 8. At number 8, we have Arcanine. Arcanine is a Pokemon that we all kind of wanted to have a Mega Evolution once it was announced in Pokemon X and Y. Arcanine would keep its fire typing and wouldn't gain a secondary typing, in my opinion. It would also gain the ability Pressure. This is an ability that most legendary Pokemon have, and if you look in the Pokedex, Arcanine's Pokedex entry says the legendary Pokemon. So that means if we give Arcanine Pressure, that means we can reduce opponents' PP faster than we would a normal time, at a normal rate, making it very viable for competitive battling. Let's move on to number 7. Number 7, we have Breloom, the Mushroom Fighter himself, in 3rd Gen. Breloom would keep its grass fighting typing, and I would give it the ability Technician. This allowed for its moves like Mach Punch and things to hit even harder, making them base 90 power instead of base 60. This would mean a priority base 90 power, and Breloom already has this ability, but having its Mega Evolution have this ability would just be awesome. At number 6, we have Flygon. This is one of the first dragons you encounter in Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Sorry. I think Mega Flygon would be awesome. It would keep its ground dragon typing, and I would give it the ability Sand Veil. This increases its evasion of a Pokemon move by 20% in a sandstorm. This means it could be very well the next Excadrill, who has the ability Sand Veil and has a ton of moves, and having a Mega Evolution have this ability would just make it really overpowered, and we could see Flygon move up from RU and UU to OU, maybe even Ubers. We could see Flygon at moving up in the ranks, being used more in competitive battling, and I think that's great. Show him more love by giving him a Mega Evolution. At number 5, we have one that you guys probably aren't going to expect. We have Zadu. This is the psychic flying bird from Generation 2. I would include Zadu just because I think this is a really viable option for a Mega Evolution. It would keep its psychic flying typing and have the ability Magic Bounce. This reflects most non-damaging moves back to the target. This includes Taunt, Toxic, status moves that are non-damaging, all stat-lowering moves, such as Growl, or if you want to do that, or other stat-lowering moves that lower your stats. This would basically make it so you could send it out. Pokemon could not set up stealth rocks on you. They wouldn't be able to poison you. They wouldn't be able to put you to sleep. They wouldn't be able to paralyze you without doing a move that has a very slight chance of doing that. Like they wouldn't be able to Thunder Wave you. I just think Mega Zado would be an awesome addition to the Mega Evolution families. At number 4, we have Skarmory, another bird from 2nd generation. This is a steel flying type, and it's used by Steven Stone in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire as the champion. Mega Skarmory would keep its steel flying typing, and I would give it the ability Gale Wings. Usually it has the abilities Keen Eye, Sturdy, and one other one, but I would give it Gale Wings. This increases the priority of flying type moves by 1. Currently, the Fletchling line is the only line to have Gale Wings, but if we were to have a Mega have Gale Wings, that would just be awesome. As it is, Skarmory is already an awesome Pokemon. Great typing. It's able to set up Stealth Rocks, do all that stuff. Then it Mega evolves, has Gale Wings, and becomes an all-out attacker. And I just see Gale Wings working well for Mega Skarmory, and let's move on to number 3. But before we move on to number 3, we have some honorable mentions. The R and the S stand for Ruby and Sapphire, and how they're the original version exclusive games they were in. There are a couple in here. First of all, we have Salamence. I did not include him on this list because I already thought, you know what? I didn't have room for him on this list. I think others deserved him more because Salamence already kind of gets a big spotlight, but even though he is one of the most overlooked pseudo-legends, I just don't think that he quite fit into this list. He was number 11 if I were to put him in. Well, technically number 12 as you'll see, but that's beside the point. And then we have Sableye. Sableye would have been an awesome Mega Evolution. Its counterpart, Mawile, already got one in Pokemon X and Y. We should see Sableye coming back and getting one. He was a version Sapphire and Emerald exclusive. He did not show up in Ruby. At the number 3 honorable mention is Shiftry and Ludicolo. These two are version exclusives to each of the different games, and I just think they would make awesome additions to Mega Evolutions, especially Ludicolo, and I put Shiftry in there just because I thought you can't have one without the other. And the final ones are Seviper and Zangoose. I just think that these guys are lacking something. They're only have one evolution. They either deserve an evolution or a Mega Evolution. Come on, Game Freak, get with that. Okay, now we move on to the top 3. Number 3, I'm excited for this, guys. I couldn't choose between just 2 Pokemon, or just one Pokemon for number 3. That is why it is tied between 2 Pokemon, 2 beasts of water Pokemon. They are Walrein and Melodic. I would have Walrein and Melodic. They're both really bulky and heavy attackers. So, Walrein would keep the same typing of water and ice, while Melodic would have the fairy type added to it to help take down dragons more. Both of them would keep their abilities of competitive and thick fat allowing Walrein to survive fire and ice attacks more, and competitive to help boost Melodic speed, special attack. And so let's go. So what competitive does is it raises your special attack by 2 every time another stat of yours is lowered. So if they somehow lower your special attack by 1, you go ahead and make it 2. Plus, competitive just fits in with competitive battling, so I figured it would fit. I am still a little sick, guys. I'm recovering from it. I'm almost over it, so just hang in there with me. At number 2, we have one that you guys probably won't even expect. We have Altaria. I chose Altaria over Salamence and Flygon just because I love Altaria. It's an awesome dragon type that was introduced in Gen 3, but I never see it getting any love. It was always kind of put out to the side because it didn't really look like a dragon. It looks more like a swan or something like that. But if Altaria were to gain a Mega Evolution, it should be a dragon fairy type. Just think about that, guys. The first dragon fairy type, like in all of Pokemon. That would just be awesome. If Altaria gained this typing, then I could see it being used a lot more in competitive battling. I would also give it the ability Pixelate, which turns all normal type moves into fairy type. This means you could hit off with a fairy hyper beam or another fairy attack or something like that. I can see this being really well used, as it has a ton of resistances, only 3 weaknesses, which are ice, poison, and steel, and an immunity to other dragon types. You could switch in Altaria, and they're going to plan for a dragon type move to take out Altaria, Mega Evolve, give it the fairy typing, boom. It absorbs that dragon move, and nothing affects it. I'd be so hyped if they added this in. I really hope they do. And let's move on to number 1. Number 1. Okay, you guys, this is a very popular choice when it comes to people wanting this Mega Evolution in, and that is Mega Metagross. Come on, guys. If you guys don't want Mega Metagross, that I don't even, what's wrong with you? Mega Metagross, it would be an amazing addition into Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I think most people don't want him to keep his Steel Psychic typing, but I like the Steel Psychic typing. It only has one weakness, which is Fire, or it has 2 weaknesses, Fire and Ground, because the Steel nullifies the Dark typing and the Ghost typing against it. And if we gave Mega Metagross the ability Mega Levitate, we wouldn't have to worry about Earthquakes or other Ground type moves, leaving him with only one weakness, and that is Fire. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this series, or this top 10. I hope you guys are as hyped about Pokemon Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby as I am. I'll see you guys next time. If you like this, please comment and leave a like and subscribe. Leave a like. It only takes 0.6 seconds. Come on, guys. You guys are awesome. I made this for you. This took about 3 hours to all put it together, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time.